Hey, you folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to the City Skyline release date live stream. Let's go live to the camera. Hey, yo! Hey, everyone, hey, everyone, hey, everyone. And, excuse me, I just finished breakfast. That's why the 1 minute delay there. Just trying to finish, just shoving it down so we can get started. Let me go ahead and shrinkify the camera. That's all left over from this weekend's charity live stream. I do want to give a shout out to everyone who was there this Saturday, where we raised almost $13,000 for charity in one day. We did a 10-hour live stream. Essential was down here with us. $10,000 or $13,000 approximately raised for charity. It was unbelievably awesome. It was a great fun, and thank you guys for supporting all that. But today is all about you guys finally getting your filthy hands on some City Skyline, which I'm sure everyone's going to be really excited for. Let's go ahead and make some little adjustments. Where's the, that's the one I want. A little bit of that. Get that all pumped. All right. 2 hours, 53 minutes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a countdown timer on the screen so that people can track when that's going to come out for them. Boom, boom. Who dat? Tobias Hop, or Tobias Shop. Thank you very much for the sub. Because it should come out at 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, well, that was Eastern Standard Time is when it came out. We're on daylight time. People are saying it's about 3 hours away, probably. So it's probably like 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight. So if we did something like, something like this, started this countdown timer, brought it up onto the screen, kind of did one of those. Oh, let's shrink that down a tiny bit. I think that'll work for people. Yeah, so if it's 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because I don't know if I remember what the CET, but I remember that it was going to be approximately 1 p.m. Eastern Time, but we got a time zone change here. 2 hours, 5 p.m. GMT. Oh, there we go. Because you get your time in different things. All right, it's going to be lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 10 p.m. PDT. Ah, so they're factoring it in. So it is going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Daylight Time. Where's the UTC? Why don't, on this page, like they've got a screenshot. Such bullshit. They've got a screenshot, but they're not actually listing the, that's the release time in Europe is CT. Why don't people just post fucking UTC? Ah, the release time for City Skyline is set by Valve, which is in Washington, USA. The release is scheduled for 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Okay, which is going to be it's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which actually puts it 2 hours away, not 3 hours away. There we go. Something like that. All right. Probably, hopefully. Enough time zonage. Let's play some cities. All right, so we are back in New Helsinki, and things are going pretty well. There's a little bit of abandoned buildings right now, not a major amount. There's a bit of a bottleneck that is simply being caused by the fact that we've been replacing our dirty industry with clean, beautiful offices. The problem is offices don't produce goods, and as a result, our commercial areas, you can see all these little blue boxes on top of these people, their commercial areas don't quite have enough goods to sell, which is an aspect of the game that I didn't really realize was in such strong effect. And it actually makes me really happy that it is here. It's very cool. Industries need goods. Now, they can be shipped from out of town via the highway. They can also arrive on cargo trains and cargo ships. You can see cargo ships here. This will deliver a big crate full of cargo goods, and once it arrives, we will see a bunch of trucks leaving from here. As soon as it docks, that was an interesting docking mechanism, or maneuver. But once it starts spamming those out, you can see these are all trucks going to various commercial districts. Oh, this one is not. That one's actually bringing oil to a factory. But this one here is. Most of these are cargo vans going to a commercial area that is requiring goods. So that will happen. But we've started to rebuild our industrial industries. And now for a while we were having an issue of like, well, how can I run industry? Right now, because of my Large Hadron Collider, everyone in my city is educated. We're 91% highly educated. We don't have any uneducated people. But we discovered that level 3 industrial buildings need highly educated people. They still technically need a little uneducated and a little educated, but mostly they need highly educated. So if we get our industry factories to level 3, then we can make use of our highly educated populace. So once we do that, the industry will stabilize, or the commercial will stabilize, and our population should start to grow again. I mean, everything is pretty good. What? Do I have a metro here that we haven't connected up? I think that might be possible. No. Or we have an incomplete line. Hello, Intel X7. Also, I apologize if I missed any subscribers there at the start. But yeah, we have a line here that is not necessarily doing anything. Let me pop out of here. Hello, Conrado. Thanks for the sub. If we pop into this mode, I can click on a line. There we go. Metro line 40 is not doing anything. Can I add to it from here? I'm actually just going to delete this line. Okay, so we've got one that is going here. Let me color this thing, because we can do that. Hello, Ludwig! Thank you very much for your symphonies. Alright, one's going over there. We'll send another... Wow! We just got a tip. Lord Mime! Thank you very much. For good whiskey if you get to 200k and better whiskey if you bust. For those of you watching on the YouTube, the stream title that I'm running with is 200,000 population or bust. Just because that's been our goal for a little while, and I would like to actually achieve it. Boom, there we go. And hello, Onde. Thank you very much for the sub. All right, that subway line is now running properly again. So, population is going to fluctuate a little up and down, just based on, you know, just some demand. Right now, there's not any actual residential demand. And what is this? Oh, university's turned off. I'm like, why is there a little warning sign there? But yeah, we don't need any universities because of the Large Hadron Collider. Look how many buses we've got running all over the place. Now, we could probably run more bus lines. I hate being over the airport. I keep hearing that airplane buzzing noise. Drives me crazy. Someone make a mod to mute airplanes. I mean, I'm not upset that there's airplane noises in general. Just that they're a little loud if you're just hovering over them. So I'm gonna create a bus line over here. Yeah, see, every time I sort of come in here, that buzzing sound, that's the airport. Let's do something like that to here. And yeah, we'll just collect the bus line over here. And more than anything, what we need is just an ability for goods to move through the city as quickly as possible. We don't actually have much in the way of traffic problems. And if we have any, it's probably going to be mostly related to commercial vehicles than anything else, which has always sort of been the case. But right now, I don't think we have any traffic jams whatsoever. Still, any sort of, you know, person vehicles. I don't know how you like describe it, like the difference between a commercial vehicle and just like a personal vehicle. But the more of them we can get off the road. Hello, Dragon Man Tank. Thanks for the sub. The faster our actual industrial vehicles will continue to move around. All right, that'll make some people happy. There's a bit of a redundancy here because we do have some metro lines, but we don't have metro lines everywhere. So we'll go ahead and add in a little bit of bus service. Especially if we can get them to overlap the metro lines like that. That'll be quite good. Come here. Pop there. And then connect over there. Does make people happy. And we actually are getting some upgrades out of this, which I was not expecting. I thought we had, like, mostly full upgrades everywhere. But apparently, I are wrong. Yeah, we'll connect up to... Ooh, that's going the other way. Alright, we'll go there to there. And why don't we run a bus from, say, this district over to this district. There's a metro line. Do we have a bus stop along here? We've got one there. To there. To here. To here. It's kind of a long route. I don't know if the length of the route, you know, if there's a practical minimum, maximum, like how big of a route do we want to go? We're still waiting for the release to hit so that everyone can start crunching these numbers for me, so then I can look super smart when I tell people the answer in the future, and it's just because I read, you know, Reddit or something. That's basically the entire basis of everything I do. I read Reddit and then I repeat things. I'm basically BuzzFeed. Da-da-da. 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 Ba-ba-ba. Okay. Population, yeah. It's going to keep going up, keep going down. See, some of these guys are complaining about workers. This just needs a bit of an upgrade. Do you not have full coverage? PG Houtman, subbing next month. Hey, hey. Thank you very much anyway. VKS, I don't think I acknowledged your little donation, your little tip over here. Yes! That's right. Yes, all the way. And Electric Cat ND Netherlands? Thank you very much for the sub. So, yeah, alright. Well, we actually don't have necessarily full garbage coverage over here. Let's go ahead and put down a, our garbage truck system. An incinerator. Doesn't seem to make people particularly happy one way or another. So that might not be as important. But you have healthcare, fire, police right there in the middle, which is everything you need. So you have all your services. I don't know if, like, perks matter for industry. I suppose I could go ahead and put down a couple of plazas, just in case. I mean, they do change colors, right? You do get accessibility, gets noted, and they do get happy, actually. We might be able to encourage some level ups. Via plazas and stuff like that. I don't think that's the case. I don't think I've noticed them leveling up from this before. But yeah, we need all these things to go up to level 3 and become that. There's a slight industrial demand. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this area a little bit more. And we're just hoping that we can keep squeezing out a bit more industry, because we really just have to keep kickstarting the amount of goods we have to improve our commercial things. Pooper! Thanks for the sub! Now, unfortunately, and this makes me and everyone else super sad, is the fact that Poop Lake is no longer Poop Lake. And we think it's probably because of the Eden Project Wonder. And, you know, that is really sad, but it's there. Anyway, the other thing I'm thinking is, even though we don't really have any demand right now, I think I might go and just expand things a little bit more in general. Put down some more residential areas. I mean, I guess we did zone some stuff over here, which is not really filling out, so yeah, maybe that doesn't work. One thing I might do, and actually I think this would be a swell idea, I'm going to go ahead and de-zone these office areas. I'm going to try to encourage people to move to the industry instead. It's a bit crazy, but yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm also going to trim down some of this commerce over here, just because there might be a little bit too much stuff going on there. We're going to try something like that. Hello, Quite Big Boy. Thanks for the sub. Now, if we look around, there aren't as many places missing goods anymore. Now, partially it's because the ones that hadn't gotten serviced have now abandoned. There's a few here and there. There's a decent number of them. Quite a few over here, which might mean that this is an area that could use access to more commercial goods. Bit of traffic here. Not really much to talk about. Now, unfortunately, Coliseum Calum, thanks for the sub. Unfortunately, the harbors do need like line of sight to these shipping lanes. The Fisak, thanks for the sub. If we take a look, and we try to put down a cargo harbor, you can see here that red line that gets drawn out. We need line of sight basically to there. So I can't, for example, put another cargo harbor over here, which makes me kind of sad. Or up here. However, we do have train tracks. Although, oh no, see, we have train tracks right over here. See, these guys are complaining about cargo. We actually have 2 cargo stations here and here that should be bringing extra cargo into the city. However, what we don't have over here is a bit more. No, we do have a little industrial zone. And they're level 3. Oh, and they're leveling up. Alright, we might be okay. The King of North! Thanks for the sub. So, yeah, I don't know. We can't really zone anymore. Oops. We got an area over here kind of whining about lack of power. Let's go and do that. And that's a burnanarium. I mean a crematorium. Same thing. So yeah, to the best of my knowledge, there's no real traffic jams. It's just being barriered by the fact, I suspect, by the fact that my commerce is having a hard time growing. If we look at happiness, happiness is through the roof basically everywhere. Everywhere is super happy, except commerce. I suppose the other thing I could do is drop my taxes on commerce. That might be a good idea. I mean, I don't think it'll solve the problem that there's simply not enough goods going around, but we may as well lower their taxes a bit and hope that they stick around a bit more. We're going to try not to go in a hole, but we do have, like, millions coming in. And actually, I'll leave the taxes on office quite high, especially since they're happy, but I'll try to encourage more industrial growth as well. In fact, I might be able to bring the offices up to, like, 11%. I should check the happiness. I don't know what, like, the optimal happiness level is, but I'm going to assume 95% is, like, way crazy high. Probably if you're at, like, 90, you're in good shape. I mean, 90 is in, like, the sick blue over here, so... we're going to leave it at that. So we're reducing our income a bit, but we still have tons of money in the bank. So we should hopefully be able to do that. What else was I looking for? Health, right. So health is really good. There's no red spots for health at all. Now, only residential buildings glow in health. Ooh, there's a bit of a slightly less good area over here. I mean, it's just barely to say. It's not pollution either. Ground pollution is down to 3%. Hello, Eden Project. 0% water pollution. There's a bit of noise pollution, but generally speaking, everyone is super, super happy and healthy, so it's not much of a problem. I could put down another hospital or something over here, but it doesn't seem worthwhile. There's a bit of a commercial demand, which I'm going to take as kind of a good sign. We'll go ahead and bulldoze some more abandoned buildings just to keep the land values relatively high here. And yeah, so I'm a little bit leery about just zoning a new area, because I'm not sure that it's necessarily going to give us anything, one way or another. I mean, I could try over here. We've got space. So, I mean, what's the harm in just zoning some more stuff? Nothing, really. So this is a 6-lane, 2-way. So let's go and extend it this way. We've got the straight tool already selected. Raise it up, go over the rail, come down. And again, you can make rail crossings. You can make straight crossings with your roads. But I prefer to bridge things whenever possible. Keep traffic flowing. Maybe people in chat have some suggestions. After 12%, they like to complain. I've seen some people max tax or quick cash grab, and it goes back to normal. Yeah, that's an idea. Should take a look at the chirper, see if there's anything useful being said. Blackout. Where are you getting power blackout? See, this shows me the person when I click on it, but it doesn't necessarily show me where it's happening. I don't think I see... Ooh, we've got a bit of a water complaint over here. I don't think I see any power warnings anywhere. Let's extend that out that way. We got a sliver of demand in all 3 categories, which is a pretty good sign. So let's go ahead and build out... right there. No. I really don't want to bulldoze a building that's actually up right now. Love to see the trains go by. And yeah, every time they arrive at a cargo station, we get a big influx of cargo that will supply our commercial areas. That will leave a little bit of a gap. That's fine. Coliseum Calum! Been a long time fan of your channel. Great to see you live and be able to support you on Twitch. Oh, thank you very much. Or glad to see you live. Well, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's glad to see me live. I hope he's glad to see me live. But he probably meant to say, or probably said live. But why are live and live spelled exactly the same? So bizarre. Alright, so a little bit of demand of everything. I'm going to build some low-density residential. We'll end up zoning a fair bit of it over here. And we will tuck in some low-density commercial. Just because it's a little easier to fill out. It's also a lot less noisy, so if we do something like that, for example. Let's put in some nice parks, say here, here. Maybe a little bit more over here. We're going to make sure to water this whole area. I wonder if there's if there's any sort of policies I can do in my city to improve things. I can encourage... You know, I could do an industrial space planning. Doubles the amount of goods produced. Actually, maybe that's the thing to do. And also double the sales on our commerce. But let's... Okay, this, if I do this, right now I'm making 12,000 a week. If I do this, I will probably start to lose a bunch of money. Although I don't have that many industrial buildings. But we will spam out a lot more goods. I should have thought of that sooner. I forgot that there was a thing like that. So we're going to double the amount of goods all of our industry produces. Sounds like a good idea. Meanwhile, power should propagate, given a little bit of time over here. What I could do, just to ensure, I like to do this, is just build a couple more plazas like that. And that'll technically connect that area over there. And, oh, we need some services in this area, so let's make sure to get a nice big hospital right here, which should also help connect power. We'll get a crematorium, say, over here, and... I don't know, maybe one more for good measure. There. We want, looks like a nice big fire station. Also cover this industrial area, which will make them happy. Maybe make them level up. Same thing with the crime-fighting police station. And we don't need school coverage anymore. We have an unlimited amount of that. Really? Does it not? Oh, it doesn't reach. Let's get this kind of plaza sort of right in the middle here. There we are. I mean, more parks makes everyone happy anyway, and if we can use it to sort of connect up some power, hey, all the better. So, people are zoning these buildings, which is quite nice. Now, the low-density commercial, I don't think is actually that loud, so maybe we can do something like that, and actually pull this back a little bit more, and actually zone in a little bit more industrial. Something like that. Since we really do need some more goods produced. We're still making money, even though we're paying 6 cents per industrial building. Disco Pumpkin is asking, can you eventually replace all your industry with offices, or do you still need basic industry? Well, we did run into a slight shortfall in our city in that we didn't have enough goods for our commercial buildings, because we did actually replace a lot of our industry with office. Now, with enough, I suspect, with enough cargo train terminals and cargo harbors laid out in the correct manner, I suspect you can probably import enough goods to keep everything working here. So you can see a bunch of goods coming in this way, because your commerce buildings need goods. So it'll probably work out, but in our city, the industry is still relatively helpful. Now, I'm hoping that the level 3 buildings, and I'm hoping these things will upgrade soon. I think once they get all their workers in, I think then they become eligible for an upgrade, because right now they're not eligible. It says no level up info available, period. So they're not even demanding something for an upgrade yet. So I don't know exactly how the criteria work. This one is full, and then sometimes they'll have like a half full bar. And I think it's just a matter of they have to be populated. See, same thing here. There's no upgrade information. Oh, no, this one does say educate more citizens to allow the building to expand. And all my citizens can become educated, so I think they will upgrade at some point. You can see this one here is leveling up. This one might also just not be full enough or something like that. So, anyway, population is growing. I mean, again, it's still mostly stable around the 170K mark, and we're hoping to bust that. I'm hoping that boosting the amount of goods that we're producing will actually help out there. Is this all a commercial area? It is. We can build some more industry over here, which I'm going to go ahead and do. I mean, I really do want to, or need to minimize how much commerce I actually put out, for example. Because what I want to do is sort of leave the demand for commerce high, effectively. There we go. Plus, if I have too much commerce, then I can't supply goods to everything. I think we are, like, ultimately fixing things, but our imports, we got 14,000 tons, I guess, I don't know, of goods being imported. We're not exporting anything at all. So everything we're making in our town, we're basically using up. Tourism. Weekly tourist visits, 500, which I don't think makes us a ton of money. If we go and check a look at our ledger over here, the income from tourists is about just shy of 1,400 a week, which isn't terrible, but when you look at our total income is about 400,000. So our tourist income really does very, very little. But, you know, theoretically, it helps make commercial places a little happier. Let's take a look at the happiness index. That's health. Here we go. Office happiness still at 95%, so we could potentially tax them a bit more. Commerce happiness is still only 75%. We might want to drop their taxes even further. Now, what are the other... small business enthusiast, low density commercial, double their sales. I mean, we could just see what happens if we double their sales of all commerce buildings. That, you know, I don't know if that'll help. I mean, if they have nothing to sell, then maybe we'll need twice as many goods. So, and the high-tech housing? Slightly increased land value. Land value is pretty decent. I don't think I want to pay 4 cents a home. Why not disable the collider? No. I'm not going to disable the Hadron Collider. I like the full education thing. Plus, as long as we get our industry to level up to level 3, then the fully educated people are fine. You can see here this arrow design. Wow! Oh, Hadros! The Large Hadros Collider coming in with another, like, really, really generous tip / donation for the almighty whiskey. These people hate my liver. We had a nice little mini party here because last night was Essentia's actual birthday. So we had, I mean, not a party, we just had a little dinner with Essentia and a Kiss for Luck and Briarstone. And I think I broke into the last of my Swedish whiskey, which is to say, it's actually Scotch, but it's the whiskey I got in Sweden. So we'll have to replenish that. Thank you very much, Hadros. Yeah, the income is shooting up, and I think it's just the buildings. You know, if the commerce buildings are actually being successful and getting goods now, they should actually be paying more taxes. I mean, just by virtue of the fact that they're not shutting down. You can see there's hardly an abandoned building here. Can we see another complaint about not getting enough goods in? And here's the thing. We've done a lot to try to pump in more goods into the city. And at first it might have looked like it wasn't working, but of course it takes a while to correct things, right? Because there's a backlog. There's tons of industry missing, or commerce missing goods. And even the ones that didn't have the little flag up above their heads yet We're still probably running low on goods. They just weren't low enough to bring up the little flag. I don't think I see a single one anymore. So I think we have completely fixed our missing goods thing. Population is growing. We're going to start to see some demand again. Very nice. I'm getting really annoyed by the fact that we haven't gotten power to reach out there yet. But I don't want to build another park in this area. Well, let's check the satisfaction. Yeah, technically, that's a big one. There we go.